whose cry is in the ships. I am the Lord. I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. The only ones that can serve the Lord is Israel. And he's the King of Israel. That's it. No one else. No one else. No one else under the covenants but Israel. So-called Latinos, Native Americans.
Where do you get the covenants from?
What do you mean?
Like the law?
It's in the scriptures.
When you read,
is it like listed out somewhere?
Yeah, we read Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That's where the law is written there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that's why it's called. That's why it's called the Torah.
Okay.
Torah means the book of the law.
Oh,
That's right.
okay.
That's right.
So that's how you know you read the scriptures. You're not supposed to be a back.
We got the 10 Commandments. So,
well, the 10 Commandments is within there.
Is a part of it.
It's all the law.
It's actually 613 laws.
Okay.
Which the word "kill" in the 10 Commandments is actually the word there is murder, because they said thou shalt not kill, right?
Right.
But if he was a homosexual, what did the Lord command us to do?
Yeah.
To stone him.
Or if you had to go off to war, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you would have to defend your city or your family or whatever. So
Kill in vain.
the word there is murder, which means to kill without intent. Just go up and kill somebody because you're jealous of them or because you like their woman, or kill in vain for an empty reason. If you're killing because you're protecting yourself, that's different. But if you just outright just kill somebody because you got mad because you lost at a card game, or his clothes is better than yours, or that's a sin. Because people make that, thou should not kill. Yeah, and then somebody's breaking in their house. Thou should not kill. I'm a devout Christian. If somebody's breaking in your house, you're supposed to defend your family. So, take them out. Hey, it's a law. That's why it's a law. It's stated if somebody comes to your home and they're to the point where
If they call it an act.
more weight is in the house than it, you can blow their brains out. You won't go to jail. Because you're defending your house. I just want to throw that in there because
Can a brother grab Jeremiah 11:16? And then grab Romans. Grab Romans.
You got 11:16.
You got it.
Oh, it's okay.
Go ahead and read, brother.
What scripture you call for?
Then grab Romans 11:16.
Oh, that's the spirit.
You go ahead and read that Jeremiah, brother. Go ahead, bro.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 16. The Lord called thy name, a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit, with the noise of great tumult.
So they say the Lord called our name a goodly olive tree, right? Fair, right? Go ahead.
He had kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken.
And now that's the part I want. So he compared us to a goodly olive tree, and he said the branches of it are broken. So certain branches on this olive tree were broken off, right? Somebody, you got that Romans 11? Bible shot, go ahead.
Romans 11:16. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy,
the first fruit, because ultimately, now we said 2/3 of our people gonna die, but all Israel is gonna receive salvation. Why is all Israel gonna receive salvation? Because after 2/3 of our people die on this side, they're gonna be reborn back into the kingdom. So when the kingdom is established here on earth, when who they ignorantly calls Christ comes, when the Messiah comes, the 2/3 of our people that died are going to be reborn back into the kingdom.
Kind of the reincarnation, which is
reincarnation. And they're going to be righteous. They're going to be under that covenant. So they're going to have the laws written in them also, right?
All Israel shall be saved.
That's right. Go ahead.
Romans 11 chapter.
and if the root be holy.
So it said if the first lump be holy, if the first fruit be holy, the whole lump shall be holy. So the first ones, the 1/3, if they're holy, once they're saved, whatever comes out of them is going to be holy as well. Now that's the 2/3 coming back into the kingdom. Go ahead.
And if the root be holy, so are the branches.
So if the root is holy, so are the branches of the tree that grows. Go ahead.
And if some of the branches be broken off.
Now that's in Romans. Now they teach you in the church that they talk about Gentiles coming into being a part of the tree. No, we just read in Jeremiah that the tree, some of the branches of the tree were broken off. Now it's just saying right here in Romans that the tree being broken off, right? It's talking about the same tree. It's talking about Israel. Go ahead.
And thou be a wild olive tree.
And thou be a wild olive tree. Hey, where's that degenerate branch? Jeremiah. But go ahead.
And thou being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them.
Were grafted in among them.
You know what I'm saying? Just because the branch fell off, it still came from the same tree.
That's right.
So it's still the same thing.
That's
you know?
right.
If the apple branch fall off, that don't make it a pear tree. You know, it's still the same tree.
Hey, even though it has discoloration,
Yeah,
because it's gonna turn dark, or it's gonna turn different colors.
The branch is gonna die.
Yeah,
So it's not gonna sprout
it's
up.
gonna wither, you know, but it's still from the same.
And that's exactly what happened. They forgot. They went into the gods of the Greeks.
Yep.
You know, and worshipped their different idols and kept their customs. The same thing. So just like to today, when we went off, when we came here in slavery, we forgot our heritage because Jeremiah 17:4 says, "Thou shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave you." It's the same thing that happened here. When we came here, we lost our heritage, and guess what? We worship other gods that was given to us. White Jesus, whether it was Buddha or Islam, we had different gods, man. We was keeping the customs of other nations, you know. So it was the same thing that was happening back then, you know. Because Timothy, we read about Timothy. Timothy, it called his father a Greek, but Timothy was under Paul, you know. But his father was into the Greek society.
Because when you look up that word Greek, it's the word Hellen and it's the word Hellenistus.
Yep.
Now it's two different definitions for those. And I always get them confused, so don't quote me on which one is which. But one of them is
It's Hellenistas.
Yeah, Hellenistas. One of them is Hellen and the other one is Hellenistas. It's one of them knew that they was Israel, but they chose Greek customs. The other one didn't know that they was Israel at all. You see? Now Timothy's father,
Hellenista is the one that
didn't know at all.
no,
Or that knew.
that knew.
Okay, so Helen didn't know at all. They had to be told that they were Israelites. Technically, all of us were Helen, because none of us knew we were Israelites until we were told and our spirit resonated. And then we believed it, like, we gotta be them. So back then, you had Helen that didn't know, and you had Hellenistas who knew that they were Israel, but decided to follow the Greek customs anyway.
Yeah, but when you look up that word, Hellenista, it means a Jew that Greek his tongue.
Greek-speaking Jew.
Or a Greek-speaking Jew, or keep the customs of it.
That's right.
That's all it simply means.
Timothy's father was a Hellenistas. He knew that he was Israelite, but he chose to follow the Greek
You look
customs.
up the word Grecians.
I got it.
When you look up the word Grecians, think it's in the book of Acts or in one in John 2.
You see it, a couple of them.
It goes back to the word Hellenistas, which the meaning I gave.
Go ahead, read the scripture. Read the scripture and get the definition.
This is Acts 6:1. And in those days, when the number of the disciples were multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews, because their widows were neglected in the daily ministration.
Now the word ministering, when you minister unto someone, you're serving someone. Now we just explained to you that the only way you can serve the Lord is being an Israelite, because it says to them pertain to service. So it says that they widows were neglected in the daily ministration, which means in the daily service. So those widows, by extrapolation, by using the scriptures, precept upon precept, we know that those are Israelites.
And also look up that word.
And looking up the word, that's right.
Okay, this is the word Grecian. This is Strong's G 1675. A Hellenist, one who imitates the manners and customs or the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue.
See, one who imitates or uses. Shut up, man. Fuck is he talking about, man?
Now you talking about this.
Just lock yourself. You gotta let
Read
it
it.
happen. You gonna let the nuclear
At the bottom.
Con, Strong's definition. It says from a derivative of a Hellenist or Greek speaking Jew.
See, now it tells you when you look up these words. But people don't look up words. They just read it into English and take it as it is.
Right.
But the Bible is written in Hebrew and Greek.
You got to go back and look up those words. Because some words you got today, they won't mean the same thing, you know.
They have their own meaning now.
Yeah, they have their own meaning, exactly. Because word, new speak.
Yep.
So you got to go and look into ancient Hebrew or the ancient Greek and look up those words. You got it. This is Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed.
So the Lord planted us a noble vine, that goodly tree, right, that we just read. Go ahead.
How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
A degenerate plant of a strange vine. That's that wild olive tree. Going back to Romans. Go ahead. Go back to that Romans. So it was more now?
Man, that's true. I can't watch it.
All right, go ahead, brother. What you was in 17, I think? Yeah. Romans 11:17.
And if some of the branches were broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, were
That's
grafted.
that degenerate branch. That's that being wild, not knowing who you're from, right? But then once you're told, you got to learn the customs all over again. So now you're being grafted back in, right? Go ahead.
And were grafted in among them.
Grafted in among them, right? So now I go to this Greek word, grafted in. It's the Greek word enkretzio. And it says to cut into for the sake of inserting a scion, right? So now I look up this word scion. That word scion means, I know what it means, but I'm gonna get it. That word scion means a young shoot or twig of a plant, especially for cutting in, right? So you cut into the scion, right? Now it says a descendant of a notable family. So that's what the Zion is. So in order to insert that Zion grafted in, you're putting in a descendant of a notable family. It's like the brother said earlier, you can't cut a part of the pear tree and engraft it into an apple tree. You can only you can cut off this apple tree and engraft it into another apple tree, and it'll grow naturally. Right? So that it says a descendant of a notable family. So the ones that's being grafted back in are Israelites.
Which that was one of the curses when you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. The Lord said, He will take thee and scatter thee amongst all nations. So you had Israel, even to this very day, when you're dealing with the slave trade, you had Negroes being dropped off there, dropped off there, dropped off here, you know. Name some the West Indies. South America.
Yep.
You know, India.
Yep.
You still got Negroes over there from the Arab slave trade that's over there in India.
Then they took.
And guess what? You want to know how we know that the Israelites, they're cut off from the whole city. Well, nobody deal with them.
All right.
Yeah, they cut them off because they know they come from the slave trade.
Then you got so-called the Mexicans over there in Spain, because they came over here and took Indians and so-called
Native Americans.
So-called Native Americans and Mexicans and other Latin tribe members, and took them over to Spain and Europe, you know, so they kind of like, they showed you that on that series, the Borgias, where they came over there and they was bringing a Native American guy before the Pope.
You ever heard of the Borgia family? Hey, Kai.
You got the other one?
Yeah, the one that talks about it.
This guy right here, they put him up as Jesus Christ, right? But this guy actually lived in the 1400s. This guy's name is Cesare Borgia. His father was Pope Alexander. what is he, the sixth? Rodrigo. That's right.
Rodrigo Borgia, this guy right here.
He was a real man that lived. Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci painted this picture.
Yeah, because the Pope Rodrigo VI said, if I'm the father, who is my son?
Matter of fact,
my son is going to be whom the world calls Jesus.
Yep.
So, you know, because he let the papacy get to his head, man.
Yep. Matter of fact,
And they actually treated him like he was a god. You know, they actually treated those popes over there in Rome, they actually treated them like they were gods. They had people that came and sold gold and weaving in their linen. They actually had people that pretty much dress them, you know. All they had to do was sit there and stand like this, and people like come put their hats and gloves on, their jackets, make sure that, you know, make sure their shawls and everything were intact, you know.
Yeah, man. When you read, it tells you that he was into incest, murder, and you got to watch the show too. The show is
Very informative.
Yeah, man, but it really brings out the history on this guy, man. Matter of fact, they were called the first crime family. They call these guys the first crime family, right? And they call it, and that's who they put up as the son of God, somebody that was considered the first crime family. You know, that's insane.
So, but just imagine how the real Messiah feels that you got this criminal, this guy, who this wicked. He was one of the worst people walking this planet. But people, they set him up as to be him. So how you think the real Messiah feels about that?
I'm pretty pissed.
Yeah. That's right. But, we're going to Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead. Start at 1, brother.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee, Salaki, this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
See, now the Lord said if we would listen to him and do his laws, statutes, commandments, we would be set on high above all nations, above the earth. So now when we come out here, can somebody get Deuteronomy 7 and 6?
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy
For
God.
thou art an holy people. He's talking to the Israelites. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
To be a special people unto himself. Go ahead.
above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. So when we say we better than all these people, that's not us saying, that's the scripture saying. So when people walk past and call us racist, well, you calling the Father racist.
Yep.
Because he said it. We didn't say it. We just saying what he said, right? Go ahead.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number
Can I say something?
than any people.
You know what? That's why you can't limit the Heavenly Father to one thing, because the spirit of racism or hate, all those things come from the Heavenly Father. All those things are what I'm looking for, attributes of the Heavenly Father. You know, whether it's hate or whether it's good, you know,
being happy,
racism, being happy,
sad.
being sad, it's the attribute of the Heavenly Father.
Because where do we get it from? We got all these emotions. So the Lord just gave us all the emotions that he didn't have, like he didn't know about.
That's retarded, man.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided to the nation their inheritance.
So the Most High divided. He didn't want everybody to be one. Because when you read Genesis, what did Nimrod try to do? Everybody was one people in one language. He tried to build the tower. What the Lord came down and did what?
Because that ain't how he wanted it.
He confused the languages and scattered the people. Because he don't want everybody together as one. That's not how he set it up. So why is this man trying to build a one world government? Why he want everybody together? Can we all just get along? Can we have one religion? The Lord didn't want that.
But he full of shit because he still hate you.
That's right.
Right, and that's the spirit of Nimrod coming back, man.
Yep, go ahead.
It says, when he separated the sons of Adam,
When he separated the sons of Adam, go ahead.
he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
He set the bounds according to the number of us. Because we're the special people. So I'm going to set these right here, and then the rest of you niggas don't give a fuck. You know.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
The Lord's portion is his people.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
It's the lot of his inheritance. You know, we belong to the Lord. You got something, brother?
This is Sirach 17:17. For in the division of the nation